Boy, do I have an absolutely heartbreaking topic to cover today. Stay tuned. So I did a little research for everybody, and I want to cover the total cost of owning a brand new truck, both in the United States and in Canada. The results are just truly heartbreaking. I don't know what has happened to this industry and why it has gotten just such a runaway greed mentality, and it's just compounded and compounded and compounded that to the point to where I don't even know what you're supposed to do, right? This is so ridiculous and it is so irresponsible, but it needs to be talked about, and that's what I'm going to do today. Is we're going to talk about it. So what I'm going to do, I'll show you my screen here. I did a little math, and the average new car price is the average new truck price is between $57,000 and $59,000. So I kind of went in the middle and did a $58,000 purchase price, right? Well, that's not including all the other crap that you have to pay for. The average interest rate in the United States right now is 8% for a new car loan for both 60 and 72 months. So I did it for 60 months because I hope that folks are smart enough to go with at least the lower term and a little bit higher payment. But, a lot of people are going to take that 72 or 84 month option, which is just absolutely crazy. Now, what are the figures? So the national average is roughly about 5.75% sales tax, given any state, whatever else. Now, between all of your documentation fees and your registration tax tags and title, the national average is an additional $1,800 on top of your sales tax and everything that you are paying. Now, when we calculate all of this up, the monthly payment is insane, right? The monthly payment is $1,221.35. The sales tax you're going to pay is roughly the total loan amount is now $60,235, right? Now your sales tax is now $3,335. The total number of payments that you're going to make is 60 over 5 years, right? This loan is now going to cost you $76,180.92. And the total interest amount you're going to pay over this period is $13,045.92. This is crazy. And in your first year alone, this is even better to the way that they do the loan balancing, right? They get the most out of you up front. So that interest rate is so high in your first couple of years, it's just like nauseating, right? Just in that first year alone, you are going to pay $4,449.96 just in interest, right? Like that is you just giving them money for no reason but to make them richer and make you poorer, basically. That's what you're doing. You need a truck for transportation or work or whatever it is that you need it for. And now you have to pay the man, essentially, and you got to pay them mostly up front. The same thing works with your home loans in the United States and most places in the world is, right? They want to get the most out of you up front because you're now locked in, right? Chances of you keeping this vehicle for 5 years, they're not going to roll the dice with that. They want all your money up front. So that second year, now you're down to $3,602.85, right? And it just kind of goes down from there. And in your last year, you're only paying $615.85. And but the thing is they've already gotten 13,000 some odd dollars out of you at that point. they really don't care. They've beaten the snot out of you. And now for an even more heartbreaking figure for my friends up north in good old Canada, let's get to the next one. Oh my God. I have a bucket right here next to me that I'm probably just going to throw up in when I look at these numbers and look at what is happening to my brothers and sisters up north. And keep in mind, I'm from Minnesota. I have a lot of connections with Canada, and I always have. And I deployed in combat theaters and stuff with Canadians, and I have a lot of respect for their military and the Canadian public. And they have been done badly by their government and by the automotive industry up there for so long, and it's so sad. And and they even have less choice than you have in the United States. It reminds me of when I was living in Hawaii. The price is whatever we say it is, and you got no options, brother. Right? That's what the loan and the salespeople in the bank would basically tell you. And that's what happens a lot in Canada is, you don't have as many options, and they're only going to get the most expensive of whatever this may be, right? Ridiculous. So the average truck price paid in Canada is $69,000 flat. The average interest rate now is 8.26%, right? The average loan term, 60 months. We went with the province of Ontario. 5% down payment. That's basically all anybody can afford nowadays. And that's $3,450. Your monthly payment for a new truck in Canada is now $1,520. Keep in mind, this isn't including insurance or fuel or anything like that, right? Or gap insurance, all these other fees that you have to pay, your maintenance, your tires, anything that goes wrong with your vehicle, right? None of that is including. So right now you're at $1,520. After you've paid that loan for 60 months, you have paid now $91,217. Total interest paid, $1,697. The total car sales tax in Ontario, which is the most populated province in Canada, $970. How is this legal? Like, how can you do this to your citizens, Canada? You folks in the Crown and the government and the elected officials, do something about this. This is absolutely absurd. You've got a challenging climate. You have a challenging terrain. People need trucks up there. But you know that, right? And you're going to take them for everything that they have. And you did the same thing in your real estate market. So all you manufacturers, just wanting to sell what the most expensive of anything is so you can get the most out of the point of sale, right? Man, you should all be ashamed of yourself. This is beyond troubling. And like I said before, this doesn't include all the other costs. I didn't even want to put that in there. Everything that I went over here is just bad enough. Now, folks, what you can do about this is you can just stop taking it. Speak with your wallets and it sucks, but maybe go buy an old beat up truck like I did. I bought a Ford Ranger, 2-wheel drive, little 4-cylinder, 5-speed manual, $2,500. I stuck some money into it. The thing runs like a top. It's great. I got a 6-foot bed. I can haul things around and stuff, but granted, I don't live up in the snow and everything, but throw some snow tires on there and that little Ford Ranger is going to do right by you. And there's a lot of other, good, solid used vehicles out there. And trade amongst yourselves, right? If you got a truck and you got one for sale, how about you give one of your neighbors a deal on it? Help them out. And then slowly we can drive these prices down. You can drive the demand down. What happens when demand goes down? The price goes down because they got to stay competitive. Tesla's already doing it. People don't want EVs because the infrastructure is terrible and the resale value is awful. So what are they doing? They're driving those prices down to make demand greater. we got to do the same thing with trucks. So let's stand up, right? All of you. You know, I'm calling everybody out, and however far my reach can be. Speak with your wallet, stand up for yourself, stop paying these prices. And, you know, and you folks work in the sales booths at these car dealerships and stuff, do the right thing for your customers, right? I'm not a person who hates car dealers and blah, blah, blah. I want people to have jobs, and I want people to get good deals. And the best way for people to do that is for these car dealerships to put pressure on the manufacturers and keep them in check and be like, yo, man, frickin' $90,000 for a half-ton pickup? No, we're not doing it. We're not going to sell it for you. You know, have fun. Now that $90,000 might get down to $60,000, and so on, right? So if everybody stands up together, you can stop this bullshit. No, this is just so troubling. And this video is really important. Share it. Share it with everybody that you absolutely can, because this is criminal. Thanks for watching. We'll see ya.